Hey guys, back with another Maple Story video here. This time, excited to share with you our most recent Lotus run. We actually ended up getting to phase 3 here. It was my first run in a few weeks. I was on vacation, so the team only ran a few times since I've been back. And this was actually a new squad altogether. We introduced a Lumi. We had our Wind Archer back with us. We actually went full, we went 9 DPS, 1 Bishop for the first time, so we wanted to see how that went, and it actually went obviously pretty well. You know, it's our first time getting to phase 3. The DPS wasn't much different. Unfortunately, I didn't have that great threat RNG. We missed it kind of right here, the first 45 seconds of the fight, so it could have been better, but I definitely could have played better, as you'll see in this run. I died quite a bit, but still really proud. We ended up using 2 Phantoms to make up for only having 1 Bishop. It allowed us to have more DPS, as well as they were able to switch. One was able to switch to TL after we used our first res, and then the second Phantom switched to res altogether, allowing us to get, I think, 3, maybe even 4. We were close to getting 4 reses in through the first phase 1, but you'll see we don't end up using it, and we end up not having the greatest phase 1, but overall for our first time using 1 Bishop and having some newbies come in and really do well, we're really proud of the team and really proud of kind of the result that we had. So right here, I'm gonna die. Was a little bit laggy on my part, but I also just played very poorly. Not an excuse, but just could have played better overall for my part, and the team really did well to make up for it. And you can see kind of 2 minutes in, we finally started hitting some threatenings, doing some damage. We don't have that second benediction like we normally do, so we have to play a little bit more defensive. I think we had a few more deaths than normal at the start, but about 2 minutes in, we still had 9 lives. Used my single res right there, and we're actually doing pretty well with bombs. Introducing the Lumi did a really good job and having that extra DPS compared to normal. I think our bomb management was pretty good for the most part, and you can see we're trying to get through that phase 3 or 3-minute mark where benediction backs up, all of our cooldowns come back up. This is kind of where we got our first wipe. Not uncommon, since a lot of us don't have our cooldowns up, offensive cooldowns, so it's really about surviving this next 30 seconds. So we all have our burst back up to handle bombs and do more damage to the boss. I end up dying here again. Like I said, wasn't the best run by me, probably my worst run in a long time. And so definitely I died again. I don't know, just watching this back is very frustrating on my point of view. But I think our Phantom ended up using TL, and we're going to get a Bishop res. Our Bishop's going to take the res and then res all of us. So you see kind of a lot of deaths went down real quickly in that last run. I mean, in that last minute. And we have a few DPS down here. But now our burst is back up, my echo's back up. Everyone should have their cooldowns. So we're going to try and burst it down. We were pretty much on par with what our previous times were. We don't clear phase 1 very fast. It's usually under 5 minutes. And I think this one was about 4:45, you know, just under 5 minutes. So definitely room to improve there. I know a lot of the Asia teams that are actually clearing Lotus are doing it about 3.5 minutes. That's around their ideal time, allowing for more time for phase 2 and phase 3. But, you know, being about over a minute off isn't the worst thing in the world, especially for us. I think, you know, we all can improve and get better, and we'll definitely get to that 3:30 mark eventually as we get more practice. But as you can see, 4-minute mark right here, we're about to clear them, and we kind of go through some bad deaths here, and a lot of us are down for a few minutes. We're waiting for our Phantom res, and then we're going to get it in a little bit, and then I'm going to die pretty much immediately after. Like I said, not a great run by me. It pretty much cost us, because I think we did have our Bishop res back up in a little bit. We just didn't get there. I'm going to die right here, just standing on the portal. Didn't register. I think the portal didn't register, or I waited for lasers for too long. I ended up dying to a bomb. I ended up taking it here so that I can use my single res and res someone else. And we're close to killing phase 1 right here. And unfortunately, we end up clearing phase 1, but with 3 people going down. So we ended up going to phase 2 and phase 3 with 7 people left. Here's the DPM charts. Our Lumi did really well for the first run, helped us with bombs a ton. And this is the boss damage. Pretty poor showing by me, but the team did really well. Can't complain. And you'll see that our Bishop, our Lumi, and our DB weren't able to make it through phase 2 and phase 3. They're kind of just standing there as ghosts. So, but phase 2, we got there on the 5+ minute mark, and we, aggro was kind of going all over the place. Lotus was moving back and forth, kind of facing into different directions. So something we can easily clean up there, understanding how to tank him. And then this only other thing we're worried about is, dodging and avoiding that kind of electrocution, that one-shot phase that we've previously died on before. So we're on the lookout for that. But overall, phase 2 is pretty much a DPS race, kind of all of our cooldowns. Ideally, I think we want to kill it in about 1 minute. I know that's what a lot of the Asia teams are doing, the ones that did clear. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't have our cooldowns back up. We're going to get it back up right here. So this is where we're going to chunk them down and clear them. But we're also looking for that platform, right, so that we can stand on top of it. And we're just on the lookout right here. And I think I end up stunning it to avoid the electrocution phase. That's one of the things that we practiced. We just didn't execute the last few times. But you'll see in a little bit right there, the platform in the middle falls, and we tank it, so it's not going to stand in the middle. Everyone went to the corner where the other platform was, but I ended up stunning it just to be safe. And, as you can see, it skipped that electrocution phase, and we all get through it. I don't think anyone died in this phase 2 of the 7 that, remain, so that's good. We end up getting through phase 2 with 3 minutes left. Not the worst. Took 2 minutes to get there. Obviously, we could have cleared it much faster, and we should clear it and will clear it much faster in the future. It's just unfortunate timing that our offensive cooldowns were not up during this phase, and we were also down 3 people altogether, so definitely slacking time-wise and DPS-wise. But overall, we were proud to get through phase 3. You saw the DPM charts right there, pretty consistent overall. The rankings didn't change too much. And here is where it was just survive for 3 minutes. Everyone was heavy man for themselves. You die, you're done. There's no reses here for them. So it was just, unfortunately, just through experience, playing hard Magnus really helped, avoiding orbs and stuff like that, and doing DPS. But, we're not going to chunk them down much at all during this phase. You can see there's a platform right there, and I'm going to stun it again after he does that little knockback right there. So knockback, stun, avoided it. You see people on the platforms just to be safe, but no trust in me. But there, the execution phase was skipped, and we're just getting knocked back and forth. And here you can see people are just DPSing, trying to survive the best they can. Obviously, I have a much easier time with Sanko, our 2 Phantoms as well, and our Shade are pretty much the last one standing. Not really surprised there. And that's why you'll see at the end of the DPM charts that we are at the top, because we just stayed alive for the longest. But we're really happy where we're at. Definitely expect to get to phase 3 consistently now. In my opinion, a lot of us believe that phase 1 shouldn't. Oh, this is where a lot of people died. I just had Sanker up, so I was lucky. But a lot of us feel on the team that phase 1 should be a given at this point. It's just about clearing it as fast as possible, getting to phase 2 and phase 3 to actually have a chance and see how much we can actually down it in the 10-minute time frame, and just trying to get through phase 1 with a full 10 out of 10 available to DPS, because phase 2 and phase 3 are all about maximizing DPS, doing the most possible, and surviving, right? And every DPS counts, even the Bishop. So that's our next goal. We were even undermanned, like I said. We were missing some of our top DPS. They had web training, so it's all right. Had a chance to introduce other people, get them more experience, and it was a lot of fun. We were all happy to get here. We all enjoyed it, and I think it motivated us. Getting to this phase, it gave us hope. It gave us like something to look forward to, excitement that we actually can do it. Gave people confidence, and I think moving forward, we're gonna be more excited and more motivated to get farther in this run. You see, we didn't do much damage at all in this phase 3, but overall, you'll see the DPM charts at the end. Really happy, excited for the team, especially our first day. Well, my first day back in a long time. I know I definitely can play better. And overall, there's the final DPM charts after 10 minutes. Excited to share more. Excited to show more content on our progress. But thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next time.